In this video, we are going to talk about Bill Gates' stock portfolio. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. Let's start. William Henry Gates III is an American business magnate, software developer, investor, author, landowner, and philanthropist who was born on October 28, 1955. He is a Microsoft company co-founder. During his tenure at Microsoft, Gates served as chairman, CEO, president, and chief software architect, as well as becoming the company's largest individual shareholder until May 2014. He is regarded as one of the most well-known entrepreneurs of the 1970s and 1980s microcomputer revolution. Gates grew up in Seattle, Washington, where he was born and raised. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, he co-founded Microsoft with childhood friend Paul Allen in 1975. It went on to become the world's largest software business for personal computers. Gates served as chairman and CEO of the company until January 2000, when he stepped down as CEO but remained chairman and became chief software architect. Bill Gates is the world's third richest man, behind Tesla's Elon Musk, first, and Amazon's Jeff Bezos, in second place. According to Bloomberg, Gates has a net worth of $132 billion as of January 2021. One after dropping out of Harvard University and founding Microsoft Corporation in 1975, Bill Gates became a technology entrepreneur. Gates transformed Microsoft into a global technology powerhouse over the course of decades, amassing a fortune in the process. Gates has since retired from Microsoft's day-to-day operations, focusing his time instead on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which he created. The creation of a malaria vaccine, gun control reform, and education reform have all been among these causes. The foundation has a sizable investment portfolio. Its investment philosophy is to use foundation resources to assist companies in finding solutions to difficult and ingrained issues. Stock portfolio. Berkshire Hathaway is the top holding in the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's portfolio, with 50 million shares valued at over $11 billion. With over 18.6 million shares valued at $2.12 billion, Waste Management is the second largest holding. The Canadian National Railway Company is the third largest stake, with over 17.1 million shares estimated at $1.54 billion. With 11.2 million shares valued at $1.66 billion, Caterpillar Inc. is the fourth largest holding. Walmart Inc., with 11.6 million shares and a market cap of about $1.40 billion, is the foundation's fifth largest stake. According to Forbes, Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft and philanthropist, is the fourth richest man in the world, with a net worth of $120 billion. Gates, 64, stepped down from Microsoft's board of directors earlier this year to spend more time and money on his charitable work through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust was founded in 2000 with the aim of raising funds for charitable causes such as education, global health, growth, and climate change. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust began investing in businesses with a long history of returning cash to investors in the form of dividends and steady share price increases in order to create a long-term stream of funds. Warren Buffett, the world's most successful businessman, is the trustee of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust, and he has pledged the bulk of his fortune to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust. In 2006, Buffett donated 10 million shares of Berkshire Hathaway, BRK.B, to the Gates Foundation, estimated at about $31 billion at the time. Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway has made substantial contributions to charitable causes since then, bringing the total number of shares to nearly 47 million. Since its inception, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust portfolio has been handled by a team of managers. The fund managers put their money into companies with proven business models and long-term growth prospects. This is due to the fact that the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust's portfolio contains blue-chip stocks with a long history of dividend growth. Despite major stock market uncertainty this year due to the pandemic, fund managers have held their investments in blue-chip stocks and made marginal improvements to the overall portfolio. Top 20 stocks have been held for an average of 31.65 quarters, while top 10 stocks have been held for an average of 32.30 quarters. According to the most recent quarterly filings, fund managers at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation Trust sold only one stock and reduced their holdings in two others. Meanwhile, fund managers added to their two existing roles by initiating two new positions in two stocks. The portfolio's market value rose from $17 billion in the second quarter to $22 billion at the end of the third. Although Bill Gates' reputation has remained unblemished, the hedge fund industry as a whole has had its reputation tarnished in the last decade as its hedged returns failed to keep up with the unhedged returns of market indices. Insider Monkey's study, on the other hand, was able to forecast a small group of hedge fund holdings that have outperformed the S&P 500 ETFs by more than 78 percentage points since March 2017. We were also able to recognize a small group of hedge fund stocks that underperformed the market ahead of time. Since February 2017, we've been monitoring and sharing the list of these stocks, and they've lost 13% since then. As a consequence, we assume hedge fund sentiment as a valuable indicator that investors can track. Defensive investors and retirees have been pondering which stocks to buy in a low interest rate setting. It could be a smart idea for these return seekers to simply copy Bill Gates' stock portfolio? Let's start by looking at the top 15 stocks in Bill Gates' stock portfolio to see if they have the potential to provide long-term returns. The Gates Foundation's investment portfolio's largest individual holding is Berkshire Hathaway stock, and it's easy to see why. It's fair to assume that the funds are in safe hands. Berkshire Hathaway expanded from a struggling textile company to one of the world's largest conglomerates under Warren Buffett's leadership. Berkshire Hathaway is now a multinational behemoth. It owns and operates a number of companies in virtually every major industry, including insurance, railroads, oil, banking, manufacturing, and retailing. It has a market value of more than $500 billion. Berkshire is a mega-cap stock, which means it has a market cap of more than $200 billion. Berkshire has 5 divisions: wholly owned insurance subsidiaries such as Geico, General Re, and Berkshire Reinsurance; wholly owned non-insurance subsidiaries such as Dairy Queen, BNSF Railway, Duracell, Fruit of the Loom, NetJets, Precision Castparts, and See's Candies; mutual control companies such as Kraft Heinz, KHC, and Pilot Flying J; and marketable publicly traded shares such as Signify. Buffett usually measures Berkshire Hathaway's success in terms of book value in his annual letters to shareholders. The book value of a corporation is the difference between its assets and liabilities. A company's book value is the product of this disparity. This is a proxy for a company's intrinsic value, which Buffett considers to be the most significant financial predictor. Berkshire Hathaway published its Q2 2020 results on August 8, 2020, for the period ending June 30, 2020. Net earnings for the quarter totaled $26.3 billion, up from $14.1 billion in Q2 2019. However, starting in 2018, mark-to-market gains and losses must be listed on the income statement, even though they have not yet been realized, whereas previously, the unrealized component was only expressed in shareholder equity, a major change considering Berkshire's broad portfolio of publicly traded securities. Berkshire Hathaway received $5.51 billion, $2.28 per share, in the most recent period, compared to $6.14 billion, $2.50, the year before. Improvements in insurance underwriting, aided by lower claims at Geico, and flat insurance investment income were offset by declines in the railroad, utilities, energy, and other sectors. Approximately $5.1 billion was spent on share repurchases during the quarter, taking the 6-month total to $6.7 billion. Berkshire Hathaway does not pay a dividend to its stockholders. Buffett and Charlie Munger have long claimed that they can generate more income than the dividend can bring to shareholders. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.